আচ্ছা কতগুলো নিউমেরিক্যাল ডাউটস রয়েছে ক্লাস 9 এর উপর সলভ করি আগে। কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 4, দেখো যখনই আমি কোনো ভার্নিয়ার স্কেলের লিস্ট কাউন্ট বার করব তখন ডাইরেক্ট যদি করতে চাই তাহলে লিস্ট কাউন্ট দিস ইজ ইকুয়াল টু নাম্বার অফ বা ওয়ান মেন স্কেল ডিভিশন by number of division in ভার্নিয়ার স্কেল। তুমি এটা ডাইরেক্ট অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারো, যদি অ্যাপ্লাই করো তাহলে খুব ইজি অঙ্ক। এখানে বলে দিয়েছে 1 মেন স্কেল ডিভিশন ইজ ইকুয়াল টু 0.5 মিলিমিটার, তাহলে 0.5 নাম্বার অফ ডিভিশন ইন ভার্নিয়ার স্কেল বলে দিয়েছে 20, তাহলে ডিভাইডেড বাই 20 দ্যাট ইজ ইকুয়াল টু 0.025 মিলিমিটার। অপশন সি। তুমি যদি অন্য অ্যাপ্রোচ নাও তাহলে মনে রাখো যে লিস্ট কাউন্ট অফ ভার্নিয়ার স্কেল দিস ইজ ইকুয়াল টু 1 মেন স্কেল ডিভিশন মাইনাস 1 ভার্নিয়ার স্কেল ডিভিশন। এটা হচ্ছে লিস্ট কাউন্টের বেসিক। বলে দিয়েছে 20 ভার্নিয়ার স্কেল ডিভিশন ইজ ইকুয়াল টু 19 মেন স্কেল ডিভিশন। Therefore 1 vernier scale division is equal to 19 by 20 main scale division. 1 main scale division মানে কত? 0.5 মিলিমিটার। কোশ্চেনে বলে দেওয়া আছে। তাহলে 19 by 20 main scale division means 19 by 20 into 0.5 এত মিলিমিটার। এটা হচ্ছে 1 vernier scale division এর ভ্যালু। তাহলে তুমি যদি এই ফর্মুলায় ফেলে করো 1 মেন স্কেল ডিভিশন মাইনাস 1 ভার্নিয়ার স্কেল ডিভিশন, তাহলে লিস্ট কাউন্ট 1 মেন স্কেল ডিভিশন 0.5 given minus 19 by 20 into 0.5 1 ভার্নিয়ার স্কেল ডিভিশন আমি বার করেছি। এখান থেকে ক্যালকুলেশন করো 0.5 1 minus 19 by 20 that is 0.5 by 20 this is 0.025 millimeter. Option C. Question number 5. A screw gauge has negative error. That means while you measure using this instrument you measure negative error. ধরো negative error হচ্ছে -x. ধরো observed value this is D, তাহলে correct reading error সব সময় মাইনাস করব this D minus of minus x মানে correct reading হয়ে গেল D plus x। তাহলে তোমার observed value কত ছিল D আর রিডিং কত পেলে D plus x, তার মানে আমি কম মাপছিলাম। নেগেটিভ এরর কাকে বলে? যদি জিরোটা ওইদিকে এগিয়ে থাকে। তাহলে ইনফ্যাক্ট আমি তো কম মাপছিলাম। ধরো একটা স্কেল এরকম আছে, this is 0 1 2 3 আমি যে ইনস্ট্রুমেন্টটা মাপবো বা সাপোজ একটা লেন্থ মাপবো, সেই লেন্থটা যদি এখান থেকে মেজার করা শুরু করি তাহলে আমি দেখলাম তার রিডিং হচ্ছে 2, কিন্তু অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমার তো 0 থেকে মেজার করা দরকার। তাহলে আমি 0 এর আগে থেকে রিডিং নেওয়া শুরু করেছি, দিস ইজ নেগেটিভ এরর। তাহলে আমি যদি এক্স্যাক্ট 0 তে এই সাইডটা মিট করাই তাহলে এই পিছন দিকটা আরো পিছিয়ে যাবে। তার মানে কি আমি যা মাপছিলাম কম, আমি বেশি মাপবো, অ্যাকচুয়াল ভ্যালুটা আরো বেশি। তাহলে সেটাই অ্যানসার যে উই আর মেজারিং লেস, আমি কম মাপছিলাম, অ্যাকচুয়াল রিডিংটা আরো বেশি। নেক্সট কোশ্চেন, কোশ্চেন নাম্বার 8, ভেরি ইজি কোশ্চেন। Velocity time graph is given, straight line means uniform acceleration. This is given 5, this is 13, this is 4. You have to find out initial velocity. Initial velocity means velocity at 0 time, initial time. So initial velocity কত? 5. So this is initial velocity 5. Then you have to find out acceleration. How can you find out acceleration from velocity time graph? You can find out acceleration from velocity time graph by finding the slope of the graph. So find out the slope of the graph. this angle is theta. Slope means acceleration means slope. This is equal to tan theta. Tan theta means from this triangle we get perpendicular. This is 5. This is 13. Therefore 13 minus 5, this perpendicular is 8. This is 4. Perpendicular by base, that is 2 meter per second square. Therefore, this is option D. Initial velocity and acceleration. Now next question. Question 9. Velocity time graph. Time, velocity. This is 2, this is 5, 10. This part OA, this part is for uniform acceleration. Velocity time graph is straight line and velocity is increasing from 0 to 10. This part AB is for uniform retardation. Velocity time graph is a straight line and velocity is decreasing from 10 to 0. That means this part is for uniform retardation. Now you have to comment about the motion. Think about this. Suppose you start running and you have to reach a particular point. Now this is your starting point and this is your destination. From starting point to destination you took 5 seconds to reach that point. Then analyze the motion. For the first 2 seconds you accelerate. You accelerate and your velocity increases from 0 to 10. So for the first 2 seconds you accelerate and your velocity increases from 0 to 10. Now you know that your velocity should be 0 at destination. You have to stop at the destination. Now if you maintain this velocity, you will cross the point. But you want to stop at the point, therefore you start to decrease your velocity from this point and your velocity is decreasing and it becomes 0 at this point again. You are going in one direction. First you are accelerating, then you are decelerating, and from 0 velocity increases to 10 and then from 10 to 0. No change in direction. ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ হয়নি, তুমি কখন বলবে ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ হচ্ছে? যদি ভেলোসিটি ডিরেকশনটা উল্টে যায়, মানে এই ডিরেকশনটাকে আমি যদি পজিটিভ বলি তাহলে আমি সবসময় এই ডিরেকশনেই যাচ্ছি। কোথায় আমি উল্টো দিকে ঘুরে আসছি কি ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ হবে? ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ যদি হতো তাহলে ভেলোসিটি যদি উল্টো দিকে হতো তাহলে ভেলোসিটিটা নেগেটিভ হতো, তখন আমাকে ভেলোসিটিটা এটা পজিটিভ ভি আর এই দিকটা মাইনাস ভি, তাহলে আমাকে নিচের দিকে গ্রাফটা আঁকতে হতো। সেরকম কোথাও করা নেই, তাহলে ভেলোসিটির ডিরেকশন চেঞ্জ হয়নি। Does not change. Direction of velocity does not change. Option B. Now question number 10. A ball is thrown upward with a velocity 20 meter per second, bounces for the second time. Suppose meter per second. This is initial velocity. At the top, final velocity is equal to 0. Therefore, V is equal to U minus GT. 0 is equal to 20 minus 10 into T. Therefore, T is equal to 2 seconds. So, the ball takes 2 seconds to reach the topmost point. Now, concentrate on this. From bottom to top 2 seconds, again from top to bottom another 2 seconds. This is first bounce. Then the ball again rises up goes to the top again, 2 seconds, again comes down, and this is second bounce. So another 2 seconds. So 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. So time taken for the second bounce is 8 seconds. Option C. 2 seconds to go up, 2 seconds to come down, 2 plus 2, 4. This is the first bounce. Again 2 seconds to go up, 4 plus 2, 6. Again come down in another 2 seconds. 6 plus 2, 8. This is second bounce. 8 seconds. Now question number 11. Okay, a ball of mass 2 kg is thrown vertically upward with a speed of 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second. It is at the top of the tower. The height of the tower is given, I think, 15 meter. Height of the tower is 15 meter and the mass of the ball is 2 kilo. Find out the maximum velocity attained by the ball. Now, the ball, initial velocity of the ball is 10 meter per second. This is 10. As the ball goes up, velocity decreases. At the topmost point, velocity becomes 0. Now it starts to come down, velocity increases again. At this level, velocity becomes 10 meter per second again, but the ball hits the ground. So when it comes to the ground, velocity further increases, and this velocity is maximum when it reaches ground. Suppose we are throwing this chalk from this point with a certain velocity upward. Now it goes up and velocity decreases, it comes down. During the downward motion, velocity increases. So from here, during the downward motion, velocity keeps increasing, and velocity is maximum just when it hits the ground. Now you can find out the time taken by the ball to reach the topmost point. Their velocity is 0. V is equal to u minus gt. 0 is equal to 10 minus 10t. So this is 1 second. You also can find out the height. H is equal to ut minus half gt square. Half gt square. U means 10 into 1 minus half, 10 into 1. That is 10 minus 5. This is equal to 5 meter. So the ball goes 5 meter further up. Now when it comes down, it travels 5 plus 15, that is 20 meter. So this path length is 20 meter. Here initial velocity is 0. You have to find out velocity after covering 20 meter. That is this velocity v. V square is equal to u square plus 2gh. 0 square 2 10 into 20. That is equal to 400, or v is equal to root 400 or 20 meter per second. Option C. We can solve the problem using energy conservation also very easily. But energy conservation is not in our syllabus, this is in class 10. Therefore, you can take this approach. Now, the next one, this was question number 11, I think. Question number 11. Now the next question. Question number 13. A ball is dropped from a tower of height 80 meter. Find the time. This is very easy question. This is very easy question. A ball is dropped from the tower of height 80 meter. Find out the time after which it will hit the ground. This is the height of the tower, 80 meter. Dropped. That means initial velocity u is equal to 0. Find the time after which it hits the ground. H is equal to ut plus half gt square. Therefore 80 is equal to 0 into t plus half g. G is equal to 10 meter per second square. Half g is equal to 5 g square. Therefore t square is equal to 16 or t is equal to 4 seconds. This is very easy question. Very easy question. Question number 15. Motion of the planet around the sun was described by Kepler's law. I said this earlier that motion of the planet around the sun is described by Kepler's law of motion. Kepler's law of planetary motion. There are 3 laws. Remember, the planets moving around the sun in an elliptical orbit, keeping the sun at any one of the foci. The square of the time 50 square proportional to r cube, that formula, and the radius vector sweeps out equal area in equal time interval. I said that. Now question number 17. Velocity time graph for a particular body is given. Velocity time 6, 4, 6. You have to find out the distance covered. How can you find out distance covered from velocity time graph? By finding the area of the graph. So you have to find out, basically you have to find out distance covered by the particle in last 2 seconds. Therefore last 2 seconds, so you have to find out this distance. So you have to find out this area. Last 2 seconds in the question. So this area of the triangle is equal to half into base. This is 2 into height. This is given 6. So this is 6 meter. Option B. (19). This was question number 18. Now question number 19. This magnitude is also 4. Velocity time. Now from this graph you have to find out the displacement. Now from 0 to 4 second, displacement is equal to area under this graph. So this area is area of the triangle, that is half into base into height, that is 8 meter. This is the displacement from 0 to 4 second. Now look at the graph. The velocity becomes negative. That means the velocity changes direction. This area A dash is equal to area of this triangle. Area of this triangle is equal to half into base. Base means this. This is 4, this is 6. So this length is 2 into this. This length is 4. This is equal to 4 meter. Okay. Now think about this. The particle changes direction. That means it is returning towards the initial position. Now from this point, from 0 to 4 second, displacement is 8 meter. So you are going to this direction and reaching this point from O to A. This is 8 meter. Now after 4 second, you changes the direction and comes back to the initial direction, initial point. From 4 to 6 second, you covered 4 meter. So you returning towards the initial position and you reach here. This is 4 meter and you reach up to this point. So this is your initial position and this is your final position. So what is the displacement? This much is 8, this is 4. So your displacement is 8 minus 4. This is equal to 4 meter. You have to remember here that your direction of velocity changes after 4 seconds. So that means from 0 to 4 seconds you are going in this direction, and after 4 seconds, 4 to 6 seconds you are coming back. So displacement is equal to distance from initial to final position. So this will be 4 meter, and the option B is correct. Option B is correct. Okay, that's all I think. Question number 18. No, sorry, this was, I think, this was question number 17. This was question number 6 meter. This was question number 17. Question 18. A ball is moving with a constant velocity 10 meter per second towards the wall. This is the wall. It is moving with a velocity 10 meter per second, hitting the wall and then coming back with the same velocity 10 meter per second. Now we know that velocity is a vector quantity. If you say in this direction velocity is positive, that if it is plus 10, then when the ball is returning, the direction of velocity changes. That means this will be minus 10. So you have to draw the velocity time graph. Simple. This is velocity time graph. For uniform velocity, velocity is not changing. The velocity time graph is a straight line parallel to time axis. We know that, obviously we know that. So this is 10 parallel to time axis. At this point, the ball hits the wall and then coming back. So instantly the velocity becomes minus 10. This is minus 10 and this is uniform. So this will be the graph. That is option A.